Never good when the good music stops. Professor Alba. Been a long time since we last met, hasn't it? So much has happened lately. Things are finally settling down again. People truly thrive the most in peaceful times. Oh, something the matter. You look a bit pale. I have thought you'd generally be in better spirits, now that you've attained senior bracer status. Speaking of which, truly must congratulate you on your success. Professor Alba. Just Professor Alba, and even that is, I like to call him Snake Eyes. I mean, look at those eyes. Snake Eyes. Long as, of course, I'm not being too forward in doing so. Since we first met, you have made me really uncomfortable. I'm a little more used to you now. Still get to shake a little bit whenever you look at me. Oh. In all the cases we've dealt with, there have been people who just forgot things. Always there investigating, whatever we've gone. Zaug. Well, if Professor Oak would redefine himself a bit, maybe. That would be a very different Pokemon though. That was almost a little too much. Really clued me in was Kurt's reaction. He lost his memories too. But he wasn't feeling so well when he was in the stands. You were right there with him. Professor Alba. Was it you? Impressive, even with your cognizance and recollection being puppeteered. You're still able to piece it all together. Indeed, it was I. Allow me to clear away your confusion. Oh. You. There you are. So you finally remember me, do you? Your heart was in tatters. It was I who rebuilt it. I who restored it. I who poured a soul back into that empty vessel. Power to twist the minds and memories of man. 7 snake apostles. The Anguis. One of them. Wise men. The faceless. See? It would be a very different Professor Oak. Not yet that name pass your lips in ages. Enforcer. Number 13. Black Fang. Joshua Stray. Behind all of this, it means Lieutenant Lawrence has to be... This is as you surmise. I was kind enough not to erase your memories of him. I'm surprised you were able to make the connection so quickly. Great be pleased to know you were thinking of him. You here to finish me off? No, nothing of the sort. First phase of a plan went off without a hitch. Since half a moment to spare, I simply thought I'd come to see you. First phase. A seal in the old ruins. Gate which blocks the path to the ring. Wrenching it open was but the first step of many. Already there exists no means of closing it again. I knew this wouldn't be the end of it. The hell's the Shining Ring? What is your little society after? You wish to now? Why don't you rejoin? Certain that you'd be able to return to active duty in no time. You look so glum, I can get you back into fighting form. Please spare me your blithering looks. I understand that you have a family now, whom you regard as important. Greatly admire your father, to say nothing of the girl you so adore. Even with him on our side, throwing those gifts away would be the actions of an idiot. Ring, Elden Ring. Just a lot of the rings. Ah, it's even better. It's a Shining Ring. New ring has appeared that we need to investigate. Maybe it's another one ring that's not one ring. Who knows? So I've come here to see you. Aimed over your true freedom from our association. Thanks for the integral role you so perfectly played. It means that I must congratulate you, Yotra. You're already a free man. I'm most grateful for the work that you've done over the past 5 years. But... no, don't be so boring. I was expecting a bit more cheer out of you at hearing such news. Shining Ring. The ring going like, here's Johnny. Basically, yeah. Perhaps there's a flaw in the design of your emotions. Been helping you? What kind of bullshit are you expecting me to swallow? Oh, pardon me. Completely forgot to tell you. I never intended you to be an assassin, but rather a spy. Oh. Society abandoned you. We played on the pities of a noble-hearted man. It worked. We've given a loving home. While you were there, our contracts would check in on you from time to time. You'd tell them everything. We were particularly interested in your reports on the movements of the Bracer Guild, as well as your intel on one Cassius Bright. Of course, you wouldn't remember having done things as such as that. You were not yourself at the time. Cassius Bright, S-rank Bracer. He was the foremost impetus to the success of this plan. While certain he would be quick to act in order to stop any coup d'etat that would occur. Through a detailed analysis of his behavioral patterns, we finally devised a plan that would lead him out of the country, out of our way. The intel you've unknowingly been feeding us has been most useful indeed. So I must thank you again. The past 5 years have been an inestimable help. No, you're lying. Probably not. You have to be lying. I'm pretty sure he's telling you the truth, just to fuck with you. Hey, all that time spent with Estelle. Why are you so sad? Your faint ignorance not earned you a beloved family, as well as a happy home. Say nothing, you will never know. Ever. It's the sort of thing that might weigh heavily on a fellow. And the fellow members of the Bright Household are such good people. Perhaps a little too good for monsters such as yourself. However much you may model your behavior after a normal, decent person, you know such thing. Hello, little Snowy. Welcome. As you have noticed, your ability to reason through and execute a solution to a problem, no matter the circumstances, physical strength and reflexes, better than an entire squadron of normal soldiers. I'm my greatest creation, my human weapon, the sword, what you truly are, a black fang. 10 anime moments. Basically, yeah. It's like, huh, is this a betrayal? Yes, this probably is. Although not a really shocking one when you think about it. The revelations are kinda unfriendly, to put it mildly. They have no place in the lives of normal people. You'll never be happy in their presence again. You can't be. That comes too much for you? You're always welcome to return. Grandmaster Society of Souls. Back to Ouroboros. And there we have a very nasty revelation, isn't it? Also, I think it's against the law to brainwash children, last time I checked. Richtig, my punishment. Sister Löwe. Hey, what do I do? You can probably tell the family the truth and they're gonna be like, meh, no problem. Look at that, it's a new model. It's a little Estelle, but she's now carrying 2 ice creams. I don't know how to face him after all that. Kept him waiting for way too long. It's getting late too. Such an idiot. Need to learn to think before I open my mouth. Don't you just figured me out. Better cool down. I feel like I'm stuck in permablush mode. Still, I thought I might find you around here somewhere. Hey, Professor Alba. Fancy seeing you here. Indeed. Actually, just speaking with Joshua. Congratulations on your promotion to senior bracer status. Thanks. Something wrong? No, something just seems different about you. But you're looking so cheerful. Okay, you've got me. Tell the truth, I've made several major advances in my archaeological research. I can pay you if you want. A little steam. Suddenly you have money. You're suddenly very rich. I mean, I'm not going to stop you from doing so, but I'm also not going to say like, yeah, do it, go ahead. It's your decision, man. If you want to, sure. I don't want to force you in any way, shape or form. That would feel wrong. But I can tell you if you can. If you do give it to me, I will play it. At least that much I can tell you. Fair is fair. I would say, let's put me in a good mood. Professor Alba is such an asshole. Hey, that's awesome. Oh, sorry. The ice cream's going to melt, so I better get going. See you later. I do love that they have little models for that, actually. Please, 233 monies. That's nice. And he's like, okay, dokie. I see. This is Brett's daughter. Which is going to be quite a lot of fun. Will she now? Hey, sorry it took so long. Super crowded there, but I've returned with our valuable loot. Cool, thanks. We can eat like kings. Yeah, I'm talking about earlier. Yeah, I went to villagers for that. I didn't mean to be so vague. It wasn't an appropriate time for confessions, you know? Oh, sure. Didn't really mind so much. When I give it some more thought, it seemed kind of silly to try and rush things. Maybe senior bracers now. This means that we have different work to focus on. We'd have to really consider our future prospects. I forget that we'll have to think about raising children. Which would mean Smexy times is there. Think about the Smexy times. Then you're going to start blushing like a bitch. Just stop getting so fired of myself. But it's evening already, so why don't we eat our ice cream on the way back? One's probably waiting for us. Hey, Joshua. What is it? There's something you wanted to discuss about the future? No, what would give you that idea? Go on, let's get back to the castle. He deflected, brutally honestly. I am the weirdest guy on earth. Are you? I mean, I guess it depends on the definition of weird. Because I've seen some weird shit. And some weird habits of people. As long as there. You've been completely on edge for a while now. I mean, quite literally, I've seen people who are like, the only way I can really enjoy my pizza is eating it on the toilet, because that thing just hits right through from mouth to ass so fucking quickly. I was like, okay, maybe just not eat something that you apparently cannot handle and stop eating it on the toilet, please, because that's fucking disgusting, but meh. Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? Something on your mind? Yeah. Hey, Shara. Did you think Yoshua was acting weird at dinner? When I was acting weird, I'd say it was you. It was as calm as she ever is. Well, yeah, but... Hey, I get it. But what? Secrets for me? Thinking about it, but I was wondering if you'd ever admit it to yourself. Kinda falling for Yoshua, aren't you? I'm a wall. I'm saying random things. Fair's fair. Speak more random things then. Feel free. I'll try to make sense of them as far as I can. You can tell. Pretty obvious. Sorry, Aunt. I'm guessing you haven't told him anything about this. No. Just always speaking of me, telling me what a dope I am. I should be criticizing anyone, I guess. You're so naive. That's a wonder how you've lasted this long. I need to learn to look a little deeper. Is just ready to begin your education in law for still. Do we have to go through this again? I'm asking you for advice again. Good still. Very good still. Whiskey or vodka? If you're talking about whiskey, yeah, whiskey. Whiskey before vodka. Just kidding, I'm sorry. I don't mean to tease. But you guys set out just when puberty was about to hit. So logical that you would start picking up on feelings for each other. Oh, I think so. Running together just seems like such a petty reason for that kind of thing. We've gotten a little more self-aware since we started all this. This isn't like me at all. You're the proverbial flower that refuses to blossom. I'm drunk. Well, congratulations. I had very much wished yesterday I was drunk because that was getting to me. Well, well. Continue then. Continue drinking. It's some fun. Enjoy it. Every girl feels that way. Who's there? Oh no. It's not there. What has happened? It's a little strategy remember doing things again. What has he done? He has gifted something to the Terry. He has gifted a subscription to the Terry apparently. But that's what my thing says. Giving a sub. I'm assuming that's a net positive for the little Terry. So the little Terry should say thank you. If he doesn't say thank you, just tell me. I'm going to, go over there, get the whip and go like, okay, Terry, we've had this conversation before. Time for whippings. It's really cute. So many new things that I have no idea how they actually work and what they actually signify happening at once. It feels like, the very, very beginning of streaming when everything was still new. Sitting here like, oh, all giddy. This is interesting. I really need to read up about this now, though. I think. At least that much, I think I'm owning to the people. A friend asking me what your opinion on Ukraine and Russia. I mean, there's really not much to debate there. The only 2 points are this. We don't any longer live in a time where the victors can just write the history that easily, so no matter what, Russia will always be the aggressor in this conflict. That's what I basically want to say. Do you want a military annihilation? Yeah, language is difficult on that. I would have to decline. My knowledge is mostly focused on equipment and techniques from the First and Second World War, and not much else. I mean, maybe we could go up to the Korean War. I don't think there's that much difference from that point on, basically. In warfare, the basic tactics have been there. But yeah, my opinion, Russia has basically overstepped its boundaries quite a bit and played very much on the fact that the West would do what it usually does, ignore Russia's antics and ignore the East in general when it does shit. But it hasn't. Now we find ourselves in a new situation. Kinda interesting, actually. To give you an example of what is so interesting about this time, Germany, for years and decades even, one of the nations that very much refused outright to invest any money basically into their military complex, out of tradition at that point basically, has just recently invested like €100 billion package into that same complex. Now, normally that is what gets people sweaty, because, you know, Germany militarizing itself is usually what's making people sweaty. But now everyone in the NATO is like, yeah, this is awesome, this is pretty good, yeah, Germany, go for it. Strange times we live in, really strange times we live in. Let's just hope that this is not the opening act to more that nonsense. Because if we go back to the time of arms races, that would be fucking stupid. I'm not putting it above our politicians to do precisely that, because fuck that. Go back 80 years, people were like, oh fuck. Pretty much, yeah. Heck, go back 60 years. To the 60s and the 70s. If at that point any German politician would have started being like, yep, we are going to massively invest money now into the military again. We need to really, really modernize it, enlarge it, get it equipment. Everybody would be very, 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 very nervous at that point. And be like, Germany, are you sure that's a good idea? Maybe not. Because people were really happy that we weren't doing anything like that. Heck, our military was in a fucking disastrous state. Jesus fucking Christ. I think out of all of our submarines, which are not many, we have like 4 or 5, 6, something like that. It's really not many. Just to give you an example, I think of all of them, like 80% of them are at the dock, needing basically in unending repairs, stuff like that. They really weren't, or aren't, technically speaking, much combat capable at the moment. But all of that is going to change now. Isn't that great? I have some doubts. We'll see how that one ends, shall we? I'm gonna lecture you. I'll talk about this with you if you are not ready. But if you are, then let's say we have ourselves some girl talk. Please do that in the next game. Just have told your fortune. Yeah, okay. I'll listen to whatever you have to say. Okay. Right, time for your lesson, my prodigy. Estelle, which is just moved to tears. Second thought, never mind. Thank you. I do feel a little better. I'll go see Yosha for a bit. Except this one won't be the war to end all wars, not meant with the context of World War I. No. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna become another great war. I think the chance of us in our lifetime experience another great war is very slim, because before it comes to a state where we can call it a classical great war, bombs will be thrown of the atomic and nuclear kind in general, and that will be the end of that. Yeah. See, that's the difference. That's the war to end all wars, as compared to the Great War. The war to end all wars is a war that will end all wars by the simple fact that nobody will be left standing that has the capabilities of doing war. Indeed, it would also end humanity, most likely. I mean, most of humanity. We are pretty damn tough. We can probably come back from that, even if at least around roughly 100,000 or so you need to keep the genetic variety up. As long as that much is left, we can start again and probably do the same mistakes again. Ugh. We're really not smart, aren't we? Yes, it is not like we are going to die. It's just that a lot of us are going to die. Especially from the long-lasting effects. I'm not saying, you know, that just because a few atom bombs are dropped over the world, everybody's going to die immediately. I mean, some will, the blast. But, that's gonna have a lot of long-lasting consequences, though. Especially now, we already have problems producing enough fucking food. What do you think happens if we actually destroy that much good soil? That's not good. That's really not a good idea at this point. I don't want to see what sort of after effect that had. Probably a lot of follow-up wars then. People quite literally starving. Just wanting to get something to eat. I mean, at this point in time, it's just a problem that it's very rampant in Africa, and you see how peaceful Africa is. Imagine that worldwide, that would be fun. No one. I want to tell him. Not about that. Really does seem to be something weird going on with him. Let's see what's it about first. Oh, well, you do seem to know him better than anyone else. But everything will turn out just fine between you two. You can even just have a nice, calm discussion with him and be open about what's on your mind. I don't think I'm quite that ready yet. Okay, I'll see you later. Wing. There runs the littlest tail. Young love. They'll probably be fine. Hey, they're not here. Yeah, that's in some meeting, I think. Where's Joshua? Joshua? Ah, he's out playing somewhere then. Going by the melody, yes he is.